Popcorn Planet. I'm Andy Signore, and oh my goodness, Mandalorian Episode 3 is awesome. It is awesome. Definitely the favorite episode, and everything's been building up to this moment. And for those of you who haven't seen it yet, you're waiting to watch it really quickly without spoilers, and then I'm going to get into spoilers. It finally clicked in of like, okay, yes, this is what I was hoping it was going to be. It's turning into what I want it to be. I'm so excited. Great action, great character turns, great intrigue. I want to know what's next. I cannot wait for the next one. And this is the first time the length felt good because a lot of stuff happened. This, to me, was the standout episode that sort of changes the game in the show. And like, yep, this is the show you want to watch. Because episode 1 really does a good job sort of setting up the tone of the world. But episode 2, while I sort of criticized, nothing really happens, you kind of needed it. You definitely needed that moment in episode 2 to get you and these two characters intertwined, to understand the motivation. And then episode 3 comes around and then sort of everything starts to fall into place and make sense. So that's my big overall review, is that this episode finally is what we hoped, for at least me. It finally gives the series sort of a purpose. And now let's get into spoiler territory. So if you didn't watch already and you want to tune out, now's the time. But let's get to this, because this episode really, I think, sets up the whole idea. So let's rewind. He delivers Baby Yoda, which we need to figure out what the hell we're calling this thing, because it's not a Yoda. But I mean, it's a Yoda, but Yoda doesn't have a species yet. We've never named Yoda species. George Lucas has been made that very clear. So everyone's just calling it Baby Yoda, even though he's not actually Yoda. But anyway, he delivers Baby Yoda to Werner Herzog's group and the Stormtroopers. And you can tell the money is there. He can finally make his suit of armor, but he clearly has regret. And then as he drops off and walks away, it's called the sin. And you realize he's living with this sin as we see the flashbacks, connecting him to his own childhood of being left behind as a kid. This is clearly the trigger point for him to sort of set the tone of, I have my rules. I do what I need to do, but this is a kid. I can't let them just torture this kid and rip it apart. And this kid clearly has some powers that I don't understand, and it doesn't matter what it does. His heart's finally showing through, and he is showing his true motives and loyalty there, which makes him a much more interesting character. But what was so crazy is during the episode, there's that moment where he's taking the money, and now that the way they've built the show, where peak characters are coming in and out, I loved that I just didn't know what was going to happen. And you're watching, you're like, is he just going to leave the baby? Oh man, is he really going to do it? Are we just not going to see Baby Yoda again for a while, or not at all? Which would have been an interesting choice, but it would have been kind of a downer. It would have been more of a Western, and then he moves on to his next target, and we realize every episode's like his target. Could have been the show, but no, they're like, nope. And then that moment of the setting up it was so cute, setting up the lever, and the Baby Yoda had been playing with it, and he's like, that's not a toy. And then that's the thing that sets him off. It's gone, and as a dad, you can relate. You just get those memories of like, oh man, making me think of the kid. Oh man, it just connected with me so good. And then finally he's like switches off, and he's going back to just take to get it. And then as if that would have been enough, then he goes and obviously has to get the kid, takes the kid, which becomes epic. And then that shot where all the bounties, because the mark's now back in play, and now they all have to take him out. Oh, it was awesome. It was awesome. And I wish they spent money. It looked money, but it's like that could have been an big scene, even bigger scene, but it was enough. It was enough for TV. It felt like a good cinematic moment there, where all the bounties are there to get him, and still including Carl Weathers. It was a really fun sequence. And then you're like, how the hell is he going to get out of this? And then the bounty hunters come to get his back. Oh, it was beautiful. And then you get to see him on their jetpacks, and the guy with the machine gun. I was just like, yes. I shrieked out loud a couple times, like, yeah, hello. This is so cool. Because it was unexpected. Some of this stuff was just unexpected because you don't know where he's going to go yet. Now, as the show goes, we'll learn him. Now we know him a bit more. Some things may become a bit more predictable. And this is what you hoped was going to happen, but you honestly didn't know. None of us really knew. And so for that to happen, and then the bounties who were against him sort of remembering, like, this is what we do. Again, I don't know fully understanding why they did it. Is it because it was a child, or just because they got to back up the Mandalorian, because that's what they do. They stay together. Either way, that loyalty was great, and the fact that they sort of all acknowledged, we got to get this kid out of here and not let it be tortured, was just really great. It was an awesome little moment, that awesome action scene, and then to top it all off, Carl Weathers shows up and gets his last little moment, and then saved by I thought was a clever moment, even though we've seen that in movies before, but still clever moment. Like he's still there. Werner Herzog's still there. And now every bounty in the world's coming after our Mandalorian with the baby. I'm on board. And then it's like the baby's got the force powers. Are they going to team up together? What's worrying me, the only thing that's worrying me is like, how do you end this? How do you end this? This is epically... Whoa, there was this bounty hunter who had a little Yoda that went around the galaxy, like sort of doing things. Where does he go next? All that stuff is, I'm just on the edge of my seat to figure out what they're going to do. But this is where the game changing happens in the show, because now you're like, well, crap. We got, 8 more episodes or so, or is it 8 total? Anyway, we got a few handful of episodes left, and I have no idea where it's going to go. And they're already filming season 2, so you know it's going somewhere. And is Baby Yoda now like part of the show? Is he like the supporting character? Is he going to go back to I have spoken and go to like sort of live, try and quietly there? I would hope he wouldn't, because then he's going to bring all the drama there. I suspect they would not. But I bet you Taika Waititi's droid's going to get fixed and come back. That's for sure. But this now concept of Mandalorian meeting him, knowing what he does, getting a task, and having a heart, and not wanting to be the bounty on killing a child, who also saved him. That scene where he's at the armorer and she's well, you've killed a mud dog or whatever it's called. You've earned your plaque. And he's like, I didn't do it. My enemy helped me. He didn't know I was his enemy. All of that was just good. He doesn't speak a lot, but when he does, it was great. And even that moment, sort of the jokey moment of when we see the Rocketeer bounty hunter flying next to him, he's like, I got to get me one of those. I was even like, yeah, please. Yeah, let's see that next. This is fan service to me, Star Wars fan service at its best. And I know I've been talking to friends who are way more in the extended universe, talking about the emblem with the horns and like how that means something. Like there's so much little stuff that means something that sort of just is great, because they're not hitting it over your head. It's there for the true fans, and then you can go learn about it. But that's what's so beautiful about the show. Whereas I feel like unlike Solo, it was just hitting you over the head with nostalgia and all the things. This one's taking you back into that world. It's giving you little things you know, but it's going in its own way. It's creating its own new story with new characters, and that's great. And so I'm excited to see where it goes. The scientist who was trying to help him, is he actually a good guy? That's the leaning I'm getting. I'm trying to keep him alive. There, trust me. Or was he just trying to be, because even he was the one who's like, we need him alive, and you think he has nefarious intent, but I'm guessing no, he actually was trying to figure out what's going on and how do we save him. Maybe he's in the rebels or whatever. But anyway, this episode to me was the game changer. What did you guys think? I think this one sets it up in a new direction that I'm very excited to see where it goes. And that scene where all the bounties, as he's walking through town, it was beautiful. I mean, I'm just so engrossed in the show now. I'm like lost in it. It's surprising me. That's the best sort of review I can give a show. So yeah, we have a few more episodes. We'll see if it continues on this high road, but so far so good. And the other thing I want to point out as in this review is I think a lot of us were sort of annoyed by the music in the beginning of the first episode. It was sort of, it's distracting and what is this? But man, every time it ends, I'm it's like got that Game of Thrones, Western Game of Thrones vibe now that I look forward to that theme and I catch myself humming it now. Certain times when I'm like doing a chore, who's with me? And now I'm like, you know what? I like the music. I'm into the music. It's grown on me, and it actually is a fit. So everybody who was sort of knocking the music, I think we were being harsh. It was one of those, like, it needed to root into you a little bit every episode, because I always look for the titles now. And then the end titles are so great, because they do those beautifully illustrated best of scenes where, like, the bounty hunter with the machine gun, and you get to sort of see the best of, so you're reminded, like, yeah, that was a really cool episode. It's a really cool format. And all those, like, cells could be their own artwork that they can sell. So bravo, Favreau, Filoni, and team. I'm so on board on this. This is a good direction, and if this is where we're going, hello, Disney, you've found the new person to take over, Favreau, Filoni. Let them just do it. Sorry, Kathleen Kennedy, you can, I guess, be there in spirit, but you haven't found and don't really know how to get those people. I mean, I guess you found them, so good. Does she get the success in that? I don't know, but let's let them lead, because they know what they're going with this, and they're doing some really fun, awesome stuff. They have vision. They're building the world out. I cannot wait to see what else they do. So Favreau, I'm glad you got it out of your system, the live action Disney remakes. This is a better relationship to establish with Disney. You were there with Marvel, and you messed up in Iron Man 2 because Feige messed that up. Let's be honest. Feige messed it up with Iron Man 2 with too much world building and lost the story. So I think he's learned from that, I hope. And now that he's sort of, let's not forget, he built the MCU. Like, he was integral in building the MCU, and Iron Man, which without a doubt is probably the best one if you really think about it. Take your emotions out of it. Iron Man Origin is fantastic. Robert Downey Jr.'s casting, all of it. Favreau, he doesn't get the respect he's due, but I mean, and then I had that Elf, one of the best Christmas movies ever. I mean, Favreau is legit, and I love him, and I think he's proven to be, I think now, he's always been, but dude, if he takes over Star Wars, he's a JJ. I argue he's better than JJ. And I don't think we see him as a JJ yet, right? Do you? I mean, super nerds would, but like J.J. Abrams has become like, yeah, he's the Spielberg guy. Yeah. But Favreau's kind of better. Don't you think? And I'm really proud of what he's doing here. And I'm sure it's involved with Dave Filoni, who's helping him write too, and doing a lot of these ideas. But kudos to this team. Bravo. Everybody involved. This one was great. What did you think? Were you as excited and jazzed as I was? Hit me down in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts. I cannot wait for next Friday, episode 4. I wish they would release this at a set time on Fridays so we could all watch and tweet along. It'd be so much more fun. This weird, like, dropping it at 3 a.m. is stupid. No one thought that through. I don't understand why they do that. Get it now at the show, like, hype a time, Disney. Why are you messing that up? We should start a petition of like, set a dedicated time, air it on Thursday nights, Friday nights, whatever. This is prime time viewing experience. You have a Game of Thrones in your hand. At the end of every episode, none of us know what to say, but if you actually released it at a time period where we all like, all right, I can set my time to watch it, then suddenly it becomes an even more fun experience. You can still own that sort of broadcast schedule quality, which a lot of fans would really, I think, enjoy. Like, I gotta get home by 9 to watch Mandalorian tonight. Do it. You have a show here that requires people like chomping at the bit for the next episode. That's the beauty. If you're not going to binge it, schedule it, because that was the only cool thing about Game of Thrones schedules. Like, all right, cool. Sunday at 9, I got to turn on HBO. Here we go. Oh yeah, now I can watch it along with everybody else, and afterwards I can go say, oh my God, that episode, right? I don't know when people are even watching. I don't know when I'm allowed to start talking about it. It's really frustrating. So I wish, that's my only complaint, which is a positive. Disney, figure out the schedule. Let's all sort of tag them and make that clear. But anyway, tell me what you think down in the comments. Me up on social media. Nerd Wars tonight, a special Friday episode. Typically we're Tuesdays and Thursdays, but tonight we had to reschedule from last night. A new one tonight at 9 p.m. So join us. It's going to be a lot of fun. And if you haven't noticed, check out the new Join feature down below. Membership here on Popcorn Planet. Lots is coming. You're going to get a lot of exclusive videos and exclusive live streams, emojis, and for live streams. It's a lot of fun stuff. So check out the Join. Thank you so much for watching. Have an awesome day, everybody. I'll be back with more videos soon. Bye.